All right, here we go.
Malta,
They're
Malta,
showing like
Malta.
the green room right now, so yeah,
I do love that the green room is above.
oh yeah, that's so funny.
Could be the winner of Eurovision 2024.
Okay,
Now they're all waiting to hear the votes from you, the audience, as we're about to reveal the year's last 10 finalists. But first, we need to be sure that the voting has gone according to plan.
Lovely.
And to verify this, we turn to the man in charge. A man who, by the way, has Eurovision in his blood.
It
His
has no
father
spine.
competed in Eurovision in 1967 as a composer. Eurovision's executive supervisor, Martin Österdahl.
Boo!
Boo also.
Additionally,
We
boo!
couldn't help ourselves up here.
Abu.
Yes, we just love Eurovision.
Abura.
Abu.
But we didn't only sing along. We
God,
also
I can't laugh right now because it just reminds me
all
about
the
how
votes
anxious I
from
am.
worldwide audience tonight, and we now have a valid result. And with that, Marlon and Petra, you're good to go.
it's time.
Also, boo!
Prayer circle for Sarah Benici.
No more time to lose.
Prayer
Let's hear
circle
how
for my
you
turn.
all voted tonight.
Okay, we're at the screen.
We will reveal the finalists in random order. The first country going through to the final is Latvia.
Oh my
Are you
god!
serious?
Good for him!
Iconic. That's iconic.
They
That's
broke their
awesome.
non-qualifying streak. Oh my god!
That's awesome. Georgia, Georgia, Georgia.
Is Austria.
Whoa!
I expected,
Who knows what the fuck is about to happen
I
here?
expected that.
Good for her. I mean, good for her.
I expected. I told you,
Wow.
she has a huge fan base. It doesn't surprise me.
Netherlands.
There you go. There you go.
Done.
Good.
Cool. Awesome. Great. Wow. Beautiful gowns. Gorgeous gowns. Move on.
Euro Papa. Euro Papa.
Papa.
You're a papa, you're a papa.
Competing on Saturday is Norway.
Cool. Awesome. Great.
We figured.
Yeah,
We're getting to normal now. We're going back to normal.
we're getting to the ones that we expected now.
I'm still so gagged by Latvia, y'all.
Really,
We'll talk
I was
about
not
it.
expecting that, but I'm super happy for dance.
Israel.
Boo!
Nobody
Boo!
wants it. I mean, her vocal was good. I don't like her.
Boo!
Country going through to the final on Saturday is Greece.
Okay, cool. Cool. Y'all, I'm worried for Estonia now.
I could not tell you.
Yeah, I don't know.
The seventh finalist is
Can you please just announce Switzerland already, too?
Yeah, I'm trying to have until Switzerland. And Romania. And Georgia.
Estonia.
What the actual hell?
I feel like there's a chance we lose Armenia. I gotta be honest.
I would be so upset.
I
mean, Switzerland, Georgia, I feel like are almost guaranteed, right?
I think the next
I don't know.
Switzerland, Armenia, and Georgia. And I think I think Malta will win.
Finalist is Switzerland.
Thank fuck.
Thank
Okay.
Okay, good.
I was having a mini heart
Okay,
attack.
thank goodness. I feel better. I think any of these countries could qualify.
Yeah.
Any
Well,
of these countries.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm hoping for Georgia because I really want Georgia.
I'm hoping for Georgia and Malta.
That's what I want. Armenia
Or
would
Malta
be
and
fine
Denmark.
too. Or Denmark. Any of those four. Those are the ones I want.
Georgia.
Yeah!
So that means that the three with
They
the
broke their non-qualified
Georgia.
streak.
All three of them did.
All three of them broke
Georgia.
their-
So now it means if Saba doesn't qualify, Denmark has the longest streak.
That's
Damn.
We
incredible.
need one more.
Well, she gives you all your daily
It's either
nutrients.
Armenia or Malta. It's gonna be Armenia or Malta.
The very last finalist of the Eurovision Song Contest 2024.
Sarah, please.
At this point, I want it to be Sarah. She deserves it. But so does Aneesa. Melanie Webb, my icon.
Armenia.
Okay.
Yeah, we lost Malta.
I respect that. I respect
Yeah.
that. Wait, that means Musti didn't qualify.
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Let's give a big round of
Wow.
Austria, Netherlands,
Yo,
Netherlands,
Latvia
Greece,
qualified.
Estonia, Switzerland, Georgia, and Armenia.
We lost Saba and we lost Sarah. I'm so sad.
And we lost Musti.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, losing
we
Lucy
lost
is
Aiko
kind
too,
of
and her
super.
staging was awesome.
Yeah.
I wish I was happy right now, because like I
wish it
am.
was.
But,
I am
like,
happy with several of them, but I'm like shocked with a few of them.
yeah, I'm just.
You cannot, like, no disrespect to Colleen at all. You cannot tell me she outperformed Sarah Benici. You cannot tell me she outperformed Sarah Benici.
You
Like,
can't tell me she outperformed Saba either. I'll be real. Like,
honestly, yeah.
like, no shade, right?
No
think it's
shade
just-
at all, but
yeah,
like,
I thought Sarah had it. I'm not even gonna lie.
No.
that's really disappointing, honestly.
What is it disappointing though? We did get Switzerland. We got Nemo.
Well,
which-
yeah, but we kind of figured we would get Nemo.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought we were getting Belgium and we didn't. So I mean. Oh yeah, we got that.
Oh,
too.
and San Marino.
I expected that.
The most serene
I
state. of
expected
San
that
Marino.
too, but I also really could have seen a universe where Czechia qualified. I thought Aiko did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
But
Y'all, Latvia has a real shot of making left side of the table though, because
I
the
don't
jury's
think
gonna
so at all.
the jury's gonna eat that up.
I'm not super sure about that. I think there are songs that are probably gonna be more liked by the jury.
Look at these wonderful new finalists.
Damn.
Fuck that bitch. The rest, I'm okay with.
Yeah, so now Denmark has the longest non-qualifying streak of any country, currently at 5.
You know, I wanted to say Sarah, and I think honestly most of the people that didn't qualify here would have qualified if they were in semi 1.
That's very possible.
Yeah, like you throw Sarah or you throw Saba, or honestly, if you throw literally almost everyone except for maybe Albania, you throw them into semi 1 and they're qualifying.
Let's celebrate
Yeah.
that we now have all 26 competing songs ready for the final of Eurovision 2024.
And how do we best celebrate that? I know, with 3 guys who just happened to have won the Eurovision for Sweden exactly 40 years ago.
That's a great idea.
Thank you, Marlon. They still dancing after 40 years. The Kings, the Hoorays!
I don't. Well, we're back. We're not going to do an intro, but we all are here together.
Including the two who are actually in Sweden.
That's what I
Yes.
meant, Brooke.
We are on the ground in Malmo.
You know, you all made the broadcast.
Oh, we did, yeah.
Aneesa got to sing into the mic in the rehearsals last night.
Oh, in the rehearsal last night, yeah. And he's got on and sang with. Technically, you've duetted with Helena Paparizou.
I don't think Helena knew,
That's
but
kind of iconic. I'm not even
Yeah,
going to lie.
I don't know if Helena knew, but
Hey, listen, Helena.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
hey,
No.
what did matter was Mullen saying, "Hey, perfect."
Oh, hey, perfect. But also, Mullen did not want to leave us. Mullen just wanted to stay, keep the microphone on Aneesa, and
Period.
was instructed by a stage director to move on to someone else.
Yeah, actually, no, that actually was super crazy.
Madness.
I didn't realize she was reacting that way, actually, because
It's
when
the
you're so
Canadian picking up the fellow Canadian, right?
Honestly,
That part.
That's
That
what it
part.
was.
it has to
That's
be.
what it was.
But so we did all just finish watching live or via video semifinal 2. A much wilder outcome, I have to say, than semifinal 1, where we are left with Armenia, Austria, Estonia, Georgia, Greece, the fake country, Latvia. We'll talk about Latvia in a second. Netherlands, Norway, and Switzerland qualifying for the grand final, meaning that out of this semifinal, we did lose Albania, Belgium, Czechia, Denmark, Malta, and San Marino.
We lost so many good artists.
My heart is broken.
My heart is broken. I would like to talk about the one that I am most surprised by, and honestly, I'm thrilled for him, and that's Latvia.
Fully.
I am thrilled for Latvia, and I think
as am
honestly,
I.
his performance was really good.
It was.
That
The vocals
crowd
were
did not do
really
him
good.
any favors, but his performance
No,
was great.
the crowd was pretty quiet actually for Latvia.
I will say a lot of what I was thinking was based on the audience reaction in the arena, and I understand that the audience in the arena is a fraction of the actual full Eurovision crowd.
Yeah, of course.
It was so fucking dead in there, so dead.
It's wild to me, but
I
honestly, I'm happy.
And we have 2 more countries breaking their non-qualifying streaks, being both Latvia and Georgia, finally back in the final. I'm so happy for Nutsa. She was incredible. She was incredible. She was absolutely incredible. I thought her vocal was good. The staging was good. She had, I think I had her in my top 3 for the night.
Just my 4th.
I'm just so I am most upset, I have to be honest, and I think all of us are probably going to agree about this. I'm most upset for Sarah.
Yeah.
Because I think Sarah absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, deserved to qualify for the final.
She was one of the single best performances of the night. I think
it was my second favorite performance of the night.
And the only person that beat her was Switzerland, I think.
I agree.
And even then, if you say, okay, you could make an argument to me for Georgia and Norway, and I would hear you out, right? And honestly, Armenia too. But you cannot tell me, no offense, no shade to Austria, that Colleen performed better than Sarah did tonight. You can't tell me that.
Yeah,
and you also cannot tell me that, no shade again, that Marina performed better than Sarah tonight.
No.
Realistically, Sarah had such a good vocal compared to, I will agree with you specifically with Austria. Colleen had seemingly so much trouble with the vocal, and it was just not there. But it doesn't surprise me that she qualified just because it's a super poppy song. But nope.
Turn me volume up.
They're back. Okay.
Volume. Oh wait, we can't hear it. We can't hear it.
Anyway,
they're struggling. They're fighting for their life. But yeah, like Sarah had such a good vocal while doing the most, and her not qualifying seems to me like, I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me. I'm very, very, very saddened by the fact that Sarah didn't make it to the final.
I mean, I'll also say this, and we talked about it earlier. I think every person who did not qualify in this semifinal, with the possible exception of Albania, would have qualified if they were in semi one.
Yeah.
I just don't see a world where we can say like, oh yeah, you send Czechia over to semifinal one and they don't qualify. I just don't see that. And I know we talked about it earlier that semifinal 2 was the semifinal this year. It is the competitive one. It's the one where a lot of the heavy hitters are at. But like, I don't really feel like some of the countries that made it through performed like heavy hitters, whereas some of the ones who didn't make it through, I feel like they did. I think this is the best Sarah's vocal has ever sounded. I think this is probably the best Saba's ever sounded.
I agree. I think this is the best Aiko has sounded.
Agreed. And honestly, Best has sounded pretty good too. As much as I kind of just straight
Best has sounded better. Honestly, Best has sounded the best at FIC. I gotta be honest. I think her vocal has been good. I would have been curious to see what would have happened had she just performed Zebrindor.
Yeah,
I think she would have qualified.
I think her voice sounds better in Albanian than it does in English.
I also will say the two countries we haven't discussed, I think maybe the most shocking non-qualifier, honestly, is Belgium.
Yeah.
Because we not based on the performance of this evening, but based on the fact that Musti had been very high in the odds for most of the Eurovision preseason. And then to see ultimately him not qualify, I think based on the performance of the evening, I think it was a deserved non-qualifier. I just think if you had told me a month ago that Musti wasn't even going to qualify for the final, I don't know that I would have believed you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I remember
feel
when
like
we were doing our. Oh, sorry, Aneesa. Go ahead.
I feel like some of that could very possibly be based on the rehearsal yesterday at the time of recording. Because I'm not sure if the three of you knew about Musti. So Musti had to perform twice.
Yeah, Musti performed twice yesterday, so I'm not surprised that. I mean, quite frankly, his voice gave out. Like that's just.
I think that's what it could be.
It's very possible that it's what did him in.
And then, honestly, in a similar boat, San Marino not qualifying. I think Sarah did a good job, but unfortunately, I just think at the end of the day, I think her vocal gave out, and you could tell that I think she had to do a lot more ad-libbing than she had originally intended on doing in the live performance.
Yeah.
You
could tell.
I mean, I remember when we were doing our previews, we were talking about this semifinal, not our previews or predictions. We were talking about this semifinal, and we had kind of narrowed it down to Austria, Denmark, Malta, and Belgium. And we thought 2 of them were going to make it through and 2 of them weren't. And I mean, I suppose we were kind of right.
We were kind of right.
But Latvia just kind of got in. And I think the part that kind of bums me out a little bit because we removed the fake country from our proceedings and kicked them out. And the 3 that we put in were the 3 that didn't make it. And I think that, like, I'm not saying, oh, I'm bummed we got the predictions wrong. I just think that I don't want to say the world got it wrong and I'm right, but like it kind of feels like the world got it wrong and I'm right.
I'm going to be really honest. As much as I enjoy Estonia, I wasn't the most thrilled with their performance. I thought their staging was bland. Mm-hmm. I thought the entire first verse was sharp. And I think overall, the reason they qualified is just because there is nothing else that sounds like this. And it does appeal to a demographic. We really don't know anything about these drugs. Let me make that very clear. I am happy that they qualified for the final. But based on that performance, I wouldn't have had them qualifying.
Yeah, I personally had several non-qualifiers above Estonia.
I did.
And so I like the song. And I think I like 14 out of the 16 songs that performed tonight, like I think 14 of them are good. I think there's just 2 of them that are just like not for me.
Frankly, of the songs that we covered, taking out the 3 that we don't care about, there wasn't a song this year I disliked. That's the problem. It's like I liked all of these songs. These artists seem like very like lovely people, and so I wanted like, especially obviously my favorites. I wanted them to qualify.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not surprised Estonia qualified, and I gotta be honest as well. Marina disappointed me a little bit.
Me too.
Ever so slightly. Ever so slightly.
I think earlier when you mentioned, I can't remember. I think it was you said Estonia. There's nothing that really sounds like Estonia in the semifinal. I think that could be a reason why we don't have Malta in the grand final. I think Malta and Georgia are going to appeal to a lot of the same demographic.
I would say Malta, Georgia, and Austria were all very similar songs.
Yeah, and I think if any of them were going to qualify, and it was the safest one was Georgia, and I'm not saying, Georgia being here kept Malta from doing anything. I don't think that, but I think it hurt Malta in the long run. Especially considering Georgia had really good running order placement and Malta was the opener, which, not the best.
Also, we didn't realize it yesterday, and I didn't realize it until yesterday when I was on Twitter when we talked about semifinal 1. Apparently, this was the first time ever that the first 5 songs in the running order in semifinal 1 qualified.
Yeah.
For the first time ever.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's like the 3rd time ever that more people from the first half qualify than in the second half.
And
that doesn't normally happen.
Not the case today.
No, absolutely
no.
Not even in the perfect world, it would have been like 5 and 5, but like no, that didn't happen.
I mean, in a perfect world.
Y'all.
Did they
we have the final draws.
Okay. Before we get to them, do we want to talk Big 3?
Oh my God, yes, I would love to talk Big 3. Because standout of the night, by far, France was the best.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I have to
100%. 100%.
Oh, wow.
And
now, I will say the energy in the arena, they loved Nebulosa.
Yeah, I kind of disagree with you. We were talking in the group chat before, and you both had like a few other countries above Spain. For me, like I think the 3 that performed tonight were better than the 3 that performed last night, like last semifinal. For me, it goes it goes France, Spain, Italy, and then.
Fair.
I wouldn't go to that degree. I definitely think that France was the best of the 6 that performed across both nights. I think Germany performed better than Spain and Italy, honestly, personally. Lovely. But I think Germany performed better than Spain and Italy. I think for the most part, they kind of performed around where I thought they would. That crowd, though, they loved Nebulosa. They were Spain.
We were going home.
Yeah, if anything, in the long run, because I was scared that they weren't gonna have that audience like screaming at the top of their lungs like they did with Benidorm, and so I was like, it's not gonna sound as grand, and so it's gonna fall a little bit flat. And I'm so glad that it didn't. I'm so glad that there were so many people screaming at the top of their lungs. Like, it made it so much better.
I actually thought, if anything, I mainly say this because it goes contrary to like my personal ranking, but like, if anything, I feel like Spain, the crowd tonight was eating up Nebulosa a lot more than like Angelina Mango.
Yeah, Angelina kind of let me down tonight. I'm not gonna lie.
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree.
For me.
I was gonna say the right side of the panel is a little disappointed. Eduardo and I are still living.
We're still living
here. And
I didn't like the
staging. I understand why y'all don't necessarily like her staging. I am obsessed with her staging. I did also notice that her throne was a little off center, and that did bother me as soon as I noticed that. But
yeah. I will say, like, to what Brooke and Sam like think, I do think that like the visuals that we saw at the pre-parties were better.
Mhm.
However, I don't think that the staging is bad. I think it might be a little busy, and I think that might be the only issue, but like it's not bad. Like we have some other songs that I think have worse staging, and I think this is just like kind of like it just merges a little bit like the staging with her clothes, and that's about it. I think that's like the only issue.
I want to be clear. When I say let me down, I do not mean the performance was terrible, the performance was awful. Angelina went from a potential winner to me to like top 10. And that, to me, that's letting me down a little bit because I see in a world, there was a world before this performance where I saw Angelina winning this and us having like a split screen with Switzerland and Italy again. I don't feel that way anymore.
I think at this point, honestly, if I had to predict our split screen for Saturday, I think it's going to be Croatia, Switzerland, and France.
I see that being very possible.
I could see it. I'm not sure about France, but I could see it for sure.
I think the jury's gonna love France to the point where it might be the jury winner.
Yeah.
I also I feel like Netherlands could very well be in that split screen as well. I don't know.
I could see it. I just don't know that the jury's gonna love Jost. Honestly, that's just where I am. That's just where I'm at with it. But
yeah, like we all know that the public is gonna love Europa.
It would not surprise me in the slightest right now if France wins the jury, Netherlands wins the televote, Switzerland comes second in both and wins. That's a scenario that I think is very realistic right now.
That's very possible.
Or even second or third in jury and televote and still winning. Because I don't see France as a televote song, and I don't see Netherlands as a jury song. I see Switzerland as both.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of Switzerland, can we talk about
between the O's and ones?
Yeah, like
somewhere between the juries and the televotes.
Yeah. This is my favorite staging I think I have seen at Eurovision for Switzerland.
I love.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I asked this in the group chat. On the TV stream, can you see the people that assist on the stage?
Not really. I noticed.
No.
You saw like the little shadows of like their feet and like whatever, but like you couldn't see them.
So genuinely, I had no idea that these were people involved in the show. I genuinely thought, last night when we saw it for the first time, I genuinely thought Nemo was being stage invaded. Genuinely.
Oh
no! I was like, oh no, Nemo's being staged. Nope, they're meant to be there. they help the platform see the totter from one side to the other.
Yeah. Also, Estonia camera break, was that part of the staging or was that real?
It looked fake. It looked fake. So I think it.
Are you talking about like when they start in the audience or
no? Apparently
it was like in the middle of the performance, right? They're on the stage. There was a camera like filming them, and then a big crack just showed up in on the shot.
That's
like,
produced.
It looked well. It wasn't. It looked like the glass on the camera cracked though. Like I don't know if
There's other artists that have done it in the past too.
It just seems so random when it happened in the song, though. That was the only thing
It makes sense given Estonia. So, whatever. Would we like to know some final draws?
Yes, please.
Because literally going into this, there were 7 producer choices left in the mix.
Yeah. There's like one first half.
So there's 1 first half and 2 second halves that were drawn. So here is where we are at. So obviously we have Sweden opening the show. Joining Sweden in the first half, for sure, we had from last night's show and from the Big 5 polls, we had Germany, Ireland, Lithuania, Luxembourg, and UK. Joining them in the first half will be Marina Sati for Greece.
Okay, cool.
I know, and I think that ruins any shot of her getting top 10. I gotta be honest. I think it ruins.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think the performance give her any favors either. But you know.
Yeah, I agree with that. So second half, we already had pulled Cyprus, Finland, France. Which, by the way, the fact that they did France
twice,
hilarious.
Cyprus, Finland, France, and Slovenia. Joining them in the second half for sure are Austria. So we will rave in the second half.
We will rave in the second half.
and Norway. Which
Slay.
does
That's
Norway
a win.
so
That's a win.
many
Slay.
favors and thrilled.
On the topic of the false bit, you can tell that the scriptwriter for this show is a Twitter gay. Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Obviously.
so that's a given.
You
That is a
couldn't tell from the
given.
grinder sound
Yeah.
effects on Tuesday? Was that not
Absolutely.
enough?
Yeah, like
Which means
sing
overall
along, and that means that you're a Euro fan.
killed me. I was like, all right, Petra, call me a faggot. Great, cool.
I was
love
gonna
it.
say I want Petra to
Alright,
call me a
thank you.
faggot, please.
Which means landing in producer choice, a lot of countries. Overall, we have Armenia, Croatia, Estonia, Georgia, the fake country, Italy, Latvia, the fucking Netherlands, Portugal, Serbia, Spain, Switzerland, and Ukraine, which means I can safely say at this point, Serbia will be second in the running order.
I'll be real, it could be Latvia now.
I'll be real,
It
it
could
could
be.
be Bambi.
No.
If it's Bambi, I
No.
will kill myself. I
No.
don't think it's gonna be
No,
Bambi.
the EBU hates Bambi right now. Bambi is getting the worst running order spot they can give them, period.
However,
I mean, I feel like.
Did I say
Oh,
this?
sorry. Go ahead.
Because I was saying this earlier. I think what did Raven pull?
Second.
Second. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say that was my prediction for the second, but never mind.
No, that's why, yeah. I think.
Well, I
it
mean,
could
if
be-
they perform
I
after
think it-
Sweden, they're going to be better
I
than
thi-
that.
I think it could be at this point. I think it could be Ireland. I think it could be. I think it will be Serbia. I think it could be Portugal, and I think it could be Latvia
yeah.
at this point.
I could see a
Could be
world where they
Ballad
throw
or Bambi.
I could
I
see
will-
Slovenia getting thrown in there too. Honestly.
Slovenia is second half of the final.
Oh, I thought they were producer's choice.
Didn't Serbia go second?
Everyone's producer's choice in my brain.
Yes,
Didn't
Serbia.
Serbia go?
Yes,
I would hate that.
I
I
would
would
feel
hate-
so bad for Teodora, but it would not surprise me in the
Yeah,
slightest.
I would. What I will say, because Logan, you were saying that you think Ireland could go second. Eurovision kind of prides itself in being kind of family friendly, and Ireland isn't a family friendly.
That's why I think they're going to put them at the top of the running order just to get them
No,
over.
because I think it's less likely that they're gonna put something as heavy as Ireland that early on. And also, sure, the EBU hates Bambi right now, but they also have to take into account that the public loves them.
Yeah.
The public loves them. So they have to, if they want to make a good show, which is what supposedly they want to do, they're probably gonna kind of put them in the middle of a really good spot where they should be and a really bad spot where they want to put them in, and kind of end up in the middle of the first half. That's what I'm guessing.
I don't trust the EBU to swallow their pride for that.
No, I don't either.
I don't trust them in that.
I think if Bambi's not second, I think Bambi will be fifth or something, just to shove them somewhere and just get rid of them.
I think. Well, here's the thing. You also got to remember that the country that performs.
Not this.
I completely agree. No.
Yeah,
Absolutely, couldn't agree more.
absolutely. Wow.
Sorry, Wes decided that this was the perfect moment to give me a phone call.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, but you have to remember, whatever country is performing second is performing after Sweden, right? So as long as it's not garbage awful, they'll probably look better compared to that. No offense. So let's be real. You put Ireland after Sweden, all it does is just knock Sweden's chances down and boost up Ireland, because people are going to remember that way more than Unforgettable.
I'm really curious where they're going to throw all these producer picked songs. Genuinely, I think they could go anywhere.
They literally can.
This edition of Producer's Choice pisses me off.
Agreed.
Yeah, I do.
I think
too.
it's fucking stupid because it just.
I honestly feel like they are doing this to try to get a certain country to win. I don't know if that's me, but that is just the vibe that I am
one
getting.
you don't speak of?
No, I don't think they're trying to get them to win. They're not going to win. There's no way in hell. Unless they literally bribe every single jury into giving them 12 points, they're not going to get enough points in the fan vote period.
Yeah,
They cannot
I think
win.
even the EBU, even though they are allowing them to compete, I don't think they're dumb enough to let them win, because then that would just mean the end of Eurovision.
It would be literally, this would be the last year.
This would be the last Eurovision, and they want to make more money, so
Yeah.
like they're not gonna let them win because they know that like
Yeah.
if that country wins, Eurovision's done forever.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like they're kind of putting it in a position where I think they want Croatia to win this year. Just based off of everything, right?
Yeah.
Like Croatia's spot in the running order in the first semi was really good, and like it feels like Croatia is like they try to do that thing every now and then where a new country wins Eurovision, and it hasn't happened since Portugal won, and all that fun stuff.
I do agree. I think they're looking at the odds and kind of basing themselves off of that. So I think both Switzerland and Croatia will have a good running order spot, and I think like that's gonna benefit them, and they're gonna be like the split screen. So
I'm irritated. I just looked at the odds because you brought them up. Bambi Thug is now in 5th. Someone we don't want to be there has passed them. So there's that.
I'm not surprised, honestly.
Well, we're about to go. Final comment for me. I fucking hate this concept of producer choice. I think it encourages bias. I think the format didn't need messing around with. Yeah.
Same.
Anything you want to say?
Not much.
Slay. Have a good night, everyone.
Y'all be safe.
Bye.
Enjoy Sweden.
Have fun, y'all. Be careful.
Enjoy Sverige. Well, I'll give my last thought for the thing. At this point, I need Switzerland to win in my heart and soul, or Ireland, obviously, but they're gonna find a way to prevent that from happening. So woo Nemo.
I still just love, and I'm gonna bask in the fact that we're currently in a universe where Ireland is 5th in the odds for the grand final.
Isn't that crazy? And they were 4th earlier.
Ireland is top 5 in the odds for the grand final. Last year, they would have been top 5 for worst performance of the year.
Fully.
Top 3. Top 3.
Well, yeah. But that is where we are currently at. Yeah, just a little disappointed with the overall outcomes of the semifinal. I'm not surprised by any of this, really.
I'm a little surprised.
The one, like I said, the one country that I'm the most surprised about, by far, no question, is Latvia. And I'm still very thrilled because I think Dons is incredibly talented, and I think he seems like a lovely person.
This is the first time in how many years that Latvia has qualified?
6.
Yeah, that's insane.
Latvia and Georgia had the same non-qualifying streak. They both broke it. The next highest was Ireland. They broke it, which now means that the countries with the longest non-qualifying streaks actively are Denmark at 4, and then we are looking at Malta at 3 and San Marino at 3.
Mm-hmm.
The most serene state.
I wonder what all of those countries have in common.
Anyways.
Anyway.
Can you tell me? Because I honestly don't know.
Smaller countries, smaller.
Oh, I thought that's what it was, but I wanted to make sure. Well, I mean, we talked about it in the preview too. I feel like these fan vote only semifinals hurt the smaller countries.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Malta's only qualified once in the past 4 years. You said
the last time Malta qualified was with Destiny in 2021.
Yeah, and that was like a very, from what I've been able to figure out, a very popular song that year.
Yes.
So like,
we all thought Malta was getting another win that year. Like that's what it was. But...
I mean, they should have qualified last year and this year, straight up. But whatever.
Well, Eduardo, any final thoughts?
No, not really. I'm just
Put out
Pouring
the
out.
fire.
put out the
Pouring
fire.
out.
Put out the
Pouring
fire.
out.
Yeah.
But that is that. We're gonna get out of here. We will be back on Saturday to hopefully talk about a good result in the final. Please,
Yeah,
for the love of God.
hopefully.
And as we're leaving, I just got a notification from Instagram that Sarah Benici liked my story. So honestly,
She's
Wow.
incredible.
shout
I'm
out to
so
Sarah
sad.
Benici.
Yeah, Sarah Benici, if you somehow stumble across this video and you stumble across us as a channel, one, we love you here at the Cup. You are one of our
Literally.
favorite people from the entire. What? She came in the third in our simulator this year.
She got third.
Yeah, she got
Literally.
third. So we love you, Sarah. And we all think you got robbed here. Let's just keep it 100.
Yeah.
So that is that. We're gonna get out of here. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share on the way out. We will be back on Saturday to talk about the grand final. We'll either be thrilled, pissed, or some combination of both. And I don't know what it's gonna be at this point. So we shall
Thrist.
see. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share on the way out. Check out all of our links down in the description below, including getting your merch down below as well. We are now shipping internationally, so you can get a cup mug wherever you live in the world, basically. With that being said, we're going to get out of here. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh.
Sand.
Ooh,
Sand.
Sand.
Say.